Meantime, President Trump ratcheting up tariffs on countries around the world with a new rate set to kick in within days. I should say new rates because there's a lot of them, and we want to get the very, very latest this morning from Megan Cassella. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Andrew. So with one executive order overnight, the president, as you said, increasing tariffs and adjusting them on dozens of countries across the world. All of these new rates set to take effect within 6 days from now, August 7th. So take a look here to break down everything the president has been doing. 7 trading partners now, this includes the EU, South Korea, Japan, locked in those framework deals, locking in those tariff rates of between 10 and 20% on all of their exports. And then another 62 countries, by my count, also saw their tariff rates, so-called reciprocal tariffs, increasing. Those will be between 10 and 41%. Those are on some major trading partners. That includes India at 25%, Thailand and Malaysia both at 19%. So some significant levels there. And then for nearly everybody else, the baseline tariff will remain at 10%. So a little bit of a surprise there that that level didn't move higher. Now, all of that, again, taking effect next week, but 3 countries not included in any of those categories were China, Mexico, and Canada. So China holding firm at 30% where it's been for now. Mexico also holding the status quo at 25% after it struck a deal yesterday to keep negotiating with the White House for another 90 days. But Canada never reached any sort of deal. So overnight, its tariff jumped 10 percentage points up to 35%. So now you can take a look at it this way. I think this simplifies everything that happened. About 65% of everything the U.S. buys from abroad comes from just 5 trading partners, and tariffs on all of those goods will now start at a minimum 15%. And guys, President Trump spoke with NBC after he signed this executive order yesterday. They were talking about the tariffs. He said it is too late as of now for other countries to avoid these tariffs. But at the same time, he said his door is never completely closed to compelling offers. So that doesn't mean someone might come along in 4 weeks from now or something like it and could strike some sort of a deal. So on that question of how firm these are, he's leaving the door open at least a little bit. Guys.
So I think the big question is, what do you think happens next week? That's the entirety of the question that the whole market and the whole world wants to know.
They do. So I will say White House officials said in putting this August 7th deadline on there, yes, you could look at that as giving some leeway and maybe an optimistic sign that things won't take effect. The president to NBC says, of course, he's not striking any deals, but we have heard that before. White House officials say that this is simply to allow customs some time to adjust what they're doing at the border so that they know what level of import taxes to collect. And importers then also have a few days to adjust to what they're going to have to be paying. So I wouldn't say it means that he's going to strike deals between now and then, but of course, that is a byproduct of it. This allows some wiggle room, and he does say, and officials have been saying, they're going to keep negotiating.
Right. Well, on the keep negotiating piece, is there anybody else meaningfully that you think is close, meaning that a deal is within reach in these couple of days, that this actually is a negotiating tactic that forces the issue?
Yeah. Canada is the biggest one left out there. As of late yesterday, it was 4 o'clock or so. The president said Canada had been calling. He hadn't talked with them. So I'm really curious what happens with Canada, just given the size of the trading relationship. There have been others, Malaysia, Thailand, not insignificant trading partners that the White House yesterday was telling me were very close. So we could potentially see those adjusted somewhat. So I would say potentially some partners in Asia. The biggest question, though, the one that will matter the most, is Canada. And given the president's rhetoric, I just don't know if he'll strike anything between now and August 7th.
Okay, Megan, thank you. Appreciate it. It's a wild situation.
It is. I'm hearing he still wants Canada to join the union. He wants Canada to, you think, it makes everything a lot easier, saves everybody a lot of money. Still
to join?
Yes, this union. I know, but he still
upends his own politics.
Huh?
It would upend your politics, the country.
Believe me, I know it'd be like adding 100 Minnesotas. That's like the last. I said I'd trade a couple of those.
No, I know you've said that. That's why I'm surprised.
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying I know for a fact that he still thinks that makes sense. There's no